Good evening, everybody, and welcome back. Sammy here at Sammy J Stitches, and it's a new homework video. We also have Vicky, no longer a headmistress. Well, kind of. We still go there, but we camp director for Magical Stitches. It's just Magical Stitches now, which makes life a lot easier. She also is on reading and stitching on here on Floss 2. So we are going to work on homework tonight, but it's the beginning of a new month. So we have our February monthlies, we have weeklies, we have everything new that's starting in semi-sane and something new for full coverage fanatics. So strap in, grab your coffee, because it's going to be a minute. Sonic drink. So let's go ahead and start with the monthly for Magical Stitches.
Monthly. Oh, I pulled up weekly. Hang on.
Well, monthly we could talk about. You don't have to pull it up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's easy.
It's easy. Yeah.
It's easy. We are stitching. We are defeating creatures, mythical creatures. This month we're defeating minotaurs, chimeras, and Medusa. A small is the minotaur. That's only 500 stitches. Medium. That is the chimera. That is 1,000 stitches. And Medusa is the large, and that is 1,500 stitches. The kicker is each creature has to be on one whip. You can't switch out projects. It has to be on one whip. And you can defeat them as many times as you like.
And it can be any whip you want. You don't have to fit it to the creature, though. That would be fun. And if you want to do that, we will be totally excited about it. But so I can say, okay, I'm going to try and defeat the Minotaur. I'm going to work on Anzac. And then I do the 500 stitches all on Anzac. I cannot split it up among multiple whips. And then after the 500, I've defeated him. I can move on to the medium or the large, or I can defeat the Minotaur, over and over again. However, for each set of all three that you complete, so if you kill the Minotaur, the Chimera, and Medusa, then there's going to be a special reward for that too. So if you can do that multiple times, you get multiple special rewards.
Mm-hmm. And easy.
Yeah. And so, well, we don't really have to go into rewards because you'll see all that in Magical Stitches. Yeah. So it gives you the option, especially if for those that don't necessarily want to do weeklies, you could just do the monthly over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's going to be the same each month. It'll be different monsters that you're defeating, but the same general concept of there will be a small, medium, large monster, quick and easy and to the point.
Mm-hmm. Sorry. Tiger Lily is down here looking at me. I think she's about to jump on my lap, so I was kind of bracing for it.
Okay. And now weekly.
Okay. So we are in our very first week reading our first book, Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief. And so task 1 is, each task is 300 stitches. Penalty stitches this year are different. This year, penalty stitches need to be done on your oldest whip. The oldest one you've got. 300 stitches, but it's on your oldest. So, task 1. Rumor is that his fight with the Minotaur was not the first time Percy had to defeat an ancient monster, and we can confirm that Percy did, in fact, have to defeat a fury named Alecto on a school trip to the Metropolitan Museum of Art. The rumor started after Percy stabbed her with a sword and she turned into sand. Can you believe it? For this activity, you will need to stitch on something with a beach scene on it. Campers, if you manage to stitch all of your stitches on sand, then you will earn your team a 100 bonus stitches. So your project needs to be beach. It needs to have something with sand on it. And if you can do everything on the sand, then you earn a bonus stitches.
But beach theme doesn't necessarily just mean sand. So like there's like beach umbrellas, the ocean, anything that is beachy themed. But if it has sand and you stitch on the sand, bonus.
I think I can pull out my Seaside Kingdom for that. I literally put that one in case we had sand.
Yeah.
Had no idea that this would be the first thing we did. What about you?
I don't know that I have anything with a beach theme.
Shores of Hawk Run.
Oh, yeah. It's got the ocean in it at least. And lighthouses. Mm-hmm. Lighthouses are beachy. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Number 2. The rumor that the fates were sighted has caused quite a bit of... I think this is an Australian word. I really think this is a consternation.
No, I've heard it. I'm just not sure how it applies here.
Okay, it's a big word. I'm going to say concern. Among the camps, Harriet edited my work today, so I think we're going to have some Aussie language in here, I think. It's concerning that it was... more concerning that it was snipping of a life thread was witnessed. As we know, the fates enjoy knitting enormous socks with people's life threads, and we wish to appease them by using this activity to give them an offering. For this activity, our offering to the fates will be to stitch on a whip that has either socks or stockings. Oh, that would be a great Christmas thing, especially when they have the stockings lined up.
Which I have that Britter Cup kitty that has the stockings along the fireplace.
You do. I'm trying to think what I have. I'm sure I have something. Actually, I have Lizzie Kate's ABCs at Christmas. So, and I also have that first Christmas design that they pulled, that was called for the first. That was called for Whip Go. And it could be, one of those period pieces where the ladies wear stockings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because if they're wearing the big dresses, they have stockings underneath them.
Oh, yes.
So.
Okay. Percy has been heard mumbling about blue food in his ambrosia-fueled sleep. According to Grover, Percy and his mother dearly loved any type of food that was blue. For this activity, we will be honoring his mother, who was tragically lost to us over this past weekend. Stitch on a whip containing a blue object. In order to honor her memory, we'll be awarding 100 bonus stitches to campers who complete these stitches in blue thread. Huh. So that would be definitely a water scene, sky, a dress. I know Matt from Matt stitching that blueberry, the girl with the blue dress.
Yeah.
So, what do you have that's blue?
I don't know off the top of my head. I know some people are doing the Dark Queen with blue hair.
Yeah, I'm not to the hair yet. I'm still on the fishes.
Me too. I don't know, because I can't even remember what whips I'm working on this week.
Does Alice have blue?
She has a blue dress on, but she's not in my rotation this week. So Pokemon is, there's some blue.
Shores.
Yeah. So, okay, what's next?
Oh, a question just came through, so we might as well, let's address this right now. They want to know a desert scene. Would that work? Because it has sand? What do you think? Though.
I mean, we said beach themed, but we did say on sand.
I guess we're going to have to accept it if it's on sand.
Yeah, I think so. Because we didn't say it has to be beach themed and on sand. So.
No, we just said a stitch on sand. Okay. As we know, Grover is a satyr. However, prior to the events, we mentioned that before we believe Percy had no idea of this. In their flight from the Minotaur, Percy witnessed Grover's leg for the first time. As you can imagine, seeing your best friend's legs for the first time can be quite shocking. Imagine how it must feel to see they are, in fact, the legs of a goat. Satyrs, as you all will hopefully know from your experiences here at camp, are half human, half goat. For this activity, you need a stitch on a whip that has both an animal and a human on it.
Which there are so many pieces out there. Like Anzac has a human and animals.
Oh gosh.
You know, anything. There's so many pieces out there. But that one I feel like there's not much interpretation. It must have a person. It must have
it.
I think the only exception there would be like if you are, you know, stitching on a mermaid, which is part fish, part human. You know, you don't have the two separate things. It is one thing, but it still counts. I know that the legendary creatures, you know, it had part human, part goat, or whatever. We would take that too. So, because the whole point is to be like Grover with the half and half.
Yeah. Okay. I think this one's funny. Ambrosia. I hope I'm saying this right. Ambrosia.
Mm-hmm.
The drink of the gods. To some, it will taste like warm brownies. To others, it will taste like that first sip of coffee in the morning. The golden liquids, this wonderful drink, tastes like the foods that comfort you the most. Our new camper Percy claims that it tastes like his mom's homemade blue chocolate chip cookies. For this task, we like to stitch on a whip that has a dessert in it. Ooh, I can use my first Christmas because it has a plum pudding, and it has plum pudding. So.
You also have your Quaker cakes. Cakes are.
Oh, I do my cakes. I forgot. I love my Quaker cakes.
I have sugar.
What about you? Sugar cookies?
Yeah. Anything with candy on it, like a candy cane or.
I'm looking at my Lizzie cake right now. My Lizzie Halloween has lollipops and candy corn.
I know some things have like ice cream cones and
that one's good too. All right. Alongside Percy, we've had quite a few new campers join us for this coming summer. The camp directors and counselors need your help. We would like to know what activities you like to do at camp this summer, apart from cross stitch. Cross stitch is mandatory part of camp life here at Camp Half-Blood. Stitch on a whip that contains an activity you would like to do at camp this year. Please explain what that activity is and why you think we should consider it.
Gardening, if you've got flowers or trees, gardening.
You can have bugs. You could learn about bugs. If flowers, you could learn about flowers. Basically anything.
Yeah, if you have a house, you can be learning about construction.
If you have a witch and a broom, you learn about flying.
Or alchemy, like
potions
and things like that.
Yep.
So you had animal husbandry, like.
And this is
come up with a story for just about anything.
So it would have a total of 1,800 stitches. I didn't realize it was that. I put that much in there, but oh well.
Yeah, I was a little curious when they were 300 each, but then I was like, because it doesn't matter. Like, there's no bonus for completing all your homework this year. So and it's just however many stitches you can get in. I mean, some people are going to get a little more, and that's going to count, and some people aren't going to get as much, but every stitch counts.
I don't think I'm going to make it all this week. I have a feeling. I get a busy week.
Yeah.
I got a lot going on this week, so I'm going to attempt it, but I probably won't get it all done. But that's okay. Life, it happens. Life happens. All right, we're moving to, you're going to move to daily 30. What are we going to move to?
I'll pull up daily 30. Give me 1 second. So zombie run, of course, is still going on. We have 4 pieces that we focus on. February, I think we need to get 10 miles in, which is, for me, I'm a human. So every 400 stitches, I get 2 miles, and I have to do that 5 times as a minimum.
So me too. I'm a human too.
Yeah. I did complete January, so I will have an amulet. Yeah, it's an amulet for humans. So I can choose to either switch and become a zombie for the month of February or switch out a whip to something else. I think I'm going to hold on to it for just a little bit, but those are different options you have if you complete. Remember, Daily 30 is a closed group. They just added a bunch of people recently, so it'll probably be another little while before it opens up again. All right, our monthly is Wizard of Oz.
I know. I thought that sounded like fun.
Okay. Okay, so it looks like we're going to have a journey, an adventure.
Mm-hmm.
Kansas to Emerald City and back again. Dorothy and Toto's Adventure in the Land of Oz is a cautionary tale of perils that can await you for if you wish for things without appreciating what you already have. Let's take our own journey this month through our stitching and end with embracing the wonderful joy our hobby brings. So number 1, stitch your adventure on the farm in Kansas. Stitch on a whip with something you see on your farm. So trees, flowers, this
Spiders,
dipping already.
Spiders, bugs, skunks,
cows, sheep, goats,
horses, pigs, piggies.
There's got to be a farmhouse or a barn on your farm. So there's lots of options there. Number 2, a storm has blown in and now you're up in a cyclone. Put stitches into a piece with something you saw fly by the window. Use your imagination and make us laugh. Oh, that could be really fun.
Ooh, I could use my Dark Queen and have my octopus lady fly above.
Or the fish.
The fish that we're working.
They got caught in the tornado and they flew past your window. Let me see. What am I working on? Flower pots. Oh my goodness. I'm stuck on flowers this week. Last week,
really? What is that?
This week, well, like I might be working on Winter from Rosewood Manor tonight, and it's Quakers, but Quakers have flower pots. So, okay. Thud, you have now landed in Munchkin Land. Stitch on your smallest whip.
My smallest whip is a Mill Hill called Kitty Treats, so that's what I would work on. I'm trying to answer a question. They're wanting to know if a book they're reading would count as a needle workbook, and I'm like, I don't think so.
So, and see, this is where I struggle a little bit this year because I'm focusing more on my rotation and less on fitting prompts. So my smallest whip is not in my rotation this week. So I probably have to skip over that one. Of course,
you can do the penalty stitches.
Yes, with Daily 30, they have the alternate, which is 100 stitches, but it doesn't say that in the monthly.
Mm-hmm. I thought it did. I thought you could do an extra 100. Let me look.
Usually, I know on the weekly, but I'm not seeing anything on the monthly.
No, there is no build a challenge option. No, they're not letting you do it this month. So you would have to skip that one. You only have to do 5, though.
Yeah. 5 out of the 10 to receive 10 bonus tokens. Okay. All right. So, number 4, the Munchkins have started off your journey on the yellow brick road. Stitch with yellow floss or put stitches into a piece with a road or a path in the design.
How many stitches is this? 200?
300?
Oh, 300. I think I'll work on my first Christmas because I know it has a bunch of lettering that has the letters are yellow. I can use yellow thread in the lettering.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then I think if you're doing yellow, it has to be in the yellow stitches.
Oh, that's fine. Are you dinging too?
Yes. Okay. You see a curious scarecrow in a cornfield. Stitch on a whip with either a scarecrow or a blackbird crow in the design. So my Dinah's the Trick and the Treat has crows on it, I believe.
I would just have to dig in mine. Oh, wait. Hang on. Let me see. I do not have a scarecrow. I'm looking. Actually, I was working.
Work.
Huh? No, George is not. No, I was looking at I was actually working on this tonight because there's a frog on it. I'm sure I have something. I got 5 million whips. Not really. 362.
This one is a little more specific, so it's harder to like throw a bunch of ideas out there. Some of hers are very generalized and some of them are a little more specific, but I know a lot of, especially like Halloween pieces tend to have crows or blackbirds and things like that in them. Okay. So a Tin Man rusted while chopping a tree, stitched with silver metallic floss, or put
silver
whip with a full tree in the design.
That would be my oldest whip, so that has like several full trees.
Yeah.
So yeah, I could work on that. That would be that hay.
Easier than silver metallic floss. Yeah.
I know. How would you find what? I don't even think I have anything that's silver metallic floss. All right.
A cowardly but friendly lion joins you. Put stitches into a piece with a lion or a cat in the design. Okay, well that's like every whip I own, so we're good.
Yes, and there's a cat on this one. See, this is the one I've been working on.
Yeah, Halloween pieces tend to have black cats. I think a lion would probably be a little harder to find, but I mean, okay. You can't help but take a nap in a beautiful poppy field. Stitch on a whip that has a red flower in the design.
That'd be Christmas for poinsettias.
Mm-hmm.
Red roses.
Most things with a vine tend to have like red on them.
I would have to look. I would go with Chris. I would try Christmas first, though. I would lean towards Christmas because I think I have. Yeah, I think I have something with a poinsettia on it. Pretty sure.
Or something maybe with Alice on it because they paint the flowers red.
Yeah, paint flowers red, carnations. I'm sure you can find something. 4th of July patterns could probably have red flowers in them too.
Yeah. So
yeah, that shouldn't be hard.
I know a lot of the Quaker patterns have Quaker flowers and they tend to be red.
Yeah.
Okay. At last you've reached the Emerald City. Stitch with green floss or on a whip that has something you can relate to a city in the design. Stay away from trees, flowers, etc. Think more urban. So like buildings, landscapes or cityscapes, city scenes.
I would say that. Yeah, I've got that.
So, well, green floss. I mean, George only has like 30 million stitches in.
Oh, let's see. I've got 9,000 stitches left in 936. So yeah. But see, George is a zombie piece. So there's a part of me that just kind of wants to do the zombie thing.
But don't forget about Pandemic.
Oh, I forgot about Pandemic. Yeah, I can put any color I want. That could be red too.
Yeah, because that's the whole reason you started that piece is you were going to do it for, there's also yellow. You could put some yellow.
Yeah. Just so what I did with my Pandemic since last year was just, let me phrase this nightly, bat crap crazy. My Pandemic is whenever a challenge calls for a specific color. Ooh, and Magical Stitches calls for blue. So I will just stick those colors in. I'm going to pick the colors.
Yeah.
I will probably pick, I'm going to try to pick the brightest colors that I can find. 996. Ooh, I like that.
Okay. Green. I don't know. I would have to
you have a tree.
Yeah. Okay. And finally, there's no place like home. Add stitches to a whip that reminds you of home. So this can be interpreted differently too, because like,
I have one.
Like Yellowstone Park would probably remind Sarah of home because it's in Utah, right? Or there could be ways. Go ahead.
Can I stitch the word nightmare because my house really needs to be clean? I mean, come on. I still have my Christmas trees right there. My house is like a total nightmare right now. It needs to be clean. It needs to be just.
Yeah, if you can explain it.
I'm sure I can.
So, oh my goodness.
We have a lot of new people in Magical Stitches who are asking lots of questions, and we have 3 team chats going in. Sammy and I are in all 3. And so our phones are just going bing, 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 because everybody's asking questions.
Okay, so those are the monthly events for Daily 30 and 300 stitches each. All right.
Yes, I like this week's.
Yeah?
Yeah, Tupperware. I love Tupperware.
All right. So Tupperware brand products made their debut in 1946, the start of a revolutionary post-war period in history. For over 70 years, Tupperware brand products have continually added a unique organizational touch to kitchens across the nation. This week, let's store up some fun facts about our favorite plastic. I'm having a hard time reading because my messenger keeps popping down over the words. Okay. Number 1, the famed storage containers weren't named at random. Inventor Earl Tupper branded the plastic sets with his own name after years of working with plastic and decades of flopped inventions. Stitch on a whip that will have your name on it when it's complete. Some people put their name on everything, so you could really...
I don't put my name on anything. Now, does the pandemic, was that where you can put your initials or your name on it?
I'm sure most of the long dogs and stuff like that do.
See, I don't do samplers, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll figure something out.
I feel like I have one that's going to have, I just finished Wedding Row, which I put my name on, so that wouldn't work. But I feel like I have another one that I put some sort of information on. I don't know.
I do not.
Okay, the first Tupperware party was held in 1949 by a single mom in Detroit. Brownie Wise came to Tupper with the idea of holding events where people could show their friends how Tupperware worked. By 1951, the concept was so successful that Tupper decided to pull the product from the stores and sell exclusively through parties. Stitch on a piece that is exclusively available from the designer and can only be obtained directly from them.
Okay, I actually I could not figure this out Friday when I was looking at this. And I actually messaged a friend and I said, hey, would this one count? And they're like, duh. Like, leave me alone. I really had a brain fart.
Well, that one was kind of because they do sell some of their designs to shops. So if you can pick it up in the shop, it doesn't count.
I know. And that's what I was like.
Design you asked about, because it's a stitch along, is only sold by the designer. Yeah. So.
Oh, and it wasn't Sammy who said duh. I think I messaged like 3 friends.
Well, and we've discussed in virtual stitchers since.
And then we did discuss it. But I'm picking Dark Queen. And you know what? I'm double dipping that one. Because I'm also double dipping it with that group 1 thread a night. So I can get my 300 stitches in and do 1 thread a night on her. Because I have 2 weeks to do it.
Yeah. And so I would figure most stitch alongs have to come from the designer so the designer can sell you new pieces. Except for, I know that Tiny Modernist, when they were doing that quotes one, they would send those to stores and sell them individually. So, but a lot of Etsy designers don't tend to also sell to shops. So Etsy is a really good place for designer.
See, that's where I was also confused, because some Etsy stores have the exact same thing. So, you know what I mean? I was like, I was just really confused on that. So that's why I went with Dark Queen, because I know it's only sold there. Like, I know that if I owned the Epic Harry Potter or the Epic Princess one, I know that's only sold through Clouds Factory. Mm-hmm. And Clouds Factory doesn't sell their designs to shops and stores. So that would be a good one.
Yeah.
Who else?
Mine, I was doing the Mira mask, which I know that's not the official name, but that's what I call it. And it's one I got from Nora while we were at a stitching retreat, a Mira stitching retreat. I don't know why I blanked on the name. And so it's not sold in stores. We only got it during that retreat. So that's the only way you could get it. So something like that would work also.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the first I read that one. The original Tupperware was known for the burping sound it made when the lid would seal. This highly advertised feature is still widely recognized. Put stitches into a whip that has something with a lid in the design. Would we count, question, a hat as a lid? Because, I mean, I know there's like the store that sells them that they call them lids.
I would, but I don't know if they would. I'm thinking they're more thinking, but I am one of those, more
fluid.
I would think a basket though. A basket has it where you open and close it.
Yeah, or like a teapot.
A teapot has a lid.
A
cookie jar. I'm sure there's other things with lids that were just. Yeah. I'm having a brain fart right now.
Well, and if we were looking at pictures, we'd probably be like, oh, that and oh, that. And do you count a roof as a lid?
Oh, you could count that as a lid. Yeah, because that's a lid to a house.
That's where I'm like, there's ways of thinking a little bit outside of the box to make things fit, like hats and roofs. But then there's the obvious, like, teapot lid, that sort of thing. But the lid has to be in the design. So you can say, like, this teapot should have a lid, but it doesn't actually have one charted. It needs to be in the design. At the height of Tupperware mania and with the baby boom well underway, Tupperware set out to create its own toy in the 1960s, the Shape-O. Kids have been popping geometric shapes into this large red and blue ball ever since. Stitch on a piece that has one of the shapes in the Shape-O in the design.
It could be anything. I mean, that thing has, it has a shape O?
No, well.
Oh, that's what it's called, Shape-O. I just call it that.
6 or 8 designs. So you've got square, your circle, star, triangle.
I'm gonna look at. Yeah, there is. Oh, look at you. Look at you do math words.
I looked it up last night because I was like, "What is a Shape-O?" Like, you do have to kind of look at it and then find one of those shapes within your stitching. So
yeah. So here it is.
This is a very easy one.
So if you don't know what we're talking about, oh, hang on. This is a Shape-O.
Yeah. Oh, look, a little plus sign or X.
Yeah, plus sign, X.
Depending on how you look at that particular shape. Okay, at the height of Tupperware mania. Oh, wait, I just read that one.
What the hell are you doing? Oh.
Older containers have become common collectibles, such as the iconic Wonderlier bowls manufactured throughout the 1960s. Even the Smithsonian has its own stash of more than 100 Tupperware pieces dating between 1946 and 1999. Put stitches into a whip that was released prior to 1999.
My Paula Vaughn, the one I was planned to finish last year. Yeah.
My Angel of the New Dawn might be before 1999.
I imagine it is. Angel of the New Dawn.
I tend to stitch fairly newer things. I don't know if I have anything else.
Angel of the New Dawn. It's MD65. Wonder when that came out.
I had a Paula Vaughn at one point, but I didn't get very far with it.
I like Paula Vaughn.
Does Joan Elliott has some stuff from the 1990s?
I'm sure she does. Let me see if we've got it. She should. I don't know when it was published. I imagine it's in the 90s, though.
Yeah. Well, and like Lady of the Flag was 01, I think.
It was.
Because it was a 9/11 thing. Yeah. So take any pattern you have and try and find out when it was published. I can't really help you there. I don't have very many things that are older like that. Okay. So that is all for Daily 30. Let me go into semi-sane. Now, remember, semi-sane is a semi-closed group. If you want to join, you have to mention either my name, Sammy J, or Vicky from Reading and Stitching, and then the word lightsaber for February.
Oh, that's right. I forgot we got a new word.
Yeah, new word, lightsaber. And I need to count up my stitches and put it on the
Me too.
Stitch challenge. Okay, especially since we got like 14 minutes and then it's officially February. Okay, what events do we got? I know my big one, and this is one like I really wanted to go over, was Stitchopoly. Why is Facebook being like this?
I have no idea. Why is Facebook doing? What's Facebook doing?
I don't know. Like it's wanting me to create an event, and somebody saying you cannot see that. Anyway. And I've got like no back button. Okay, try this again. Semi-sane. Now there are 4 Stitchopoly options this time. You have your traditional, which is you roll a dice, you move around the board, and whatever you land on, you do that many stitches before you can roll again.
Mm-hmm.
And then I believe Vicky, you're doing which version?
I'm doing the version where you double the stitches because I'm using George.
I knew that, but I wasn't sure what it was called because my stuff won't load.
All right, hang on, let me get there.
There is, because I know Emily and I touched on this last week, there is a non-counting version. So if you do not want to count stitches, you can only roll once a day. Okay, we're about to have a problem.
Yeah, mine's not loading either. That's weird.
Well, no, my laptop's about to die too. On top of that.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah. Hold on. So if you roll once a day, do as many stitches as you want, and then you can roll again. So it may take you a week or so to get around the board, and then every time you get around the board, you get an entry. 23.
Okay, so there is a sane version. That's the don't count. You can roll once a day. Traditional, it's the way they normally play. Semi-sane, which is I'm doubling all the stitches. And you know what I think I may do tonight? I may take a page out of someone's book and just go ahead and roll my first thing around so I know what I need to do. Does that make sense?
I guess, but I don't like playing like that.
Oh, I do. I'm a numbers girl. Give me my numbers. And then there's your version, the insane version.
Yes. So, and I'm starting to second guess whether or not I want to play the insane version. The reason is because I have been focusing so much on my rotation. And if in order to play the insane version, I would have to pull all my whips. But what it is like if I roll and I land on frosted pumpkin, then I need to stitch on a frosted pumpkin, the 50 stitches or whatever. And if I don't have frosted pumpkin, then I double the stitches. So if I chose to play it that way, I would either have to pull those pieces or I would need to double everything. And since I'm not starting anything, there's a lot on the board that I can't fit. So I may not end up playing the insane version this time. Although I've always, when we first started playing Stitchopoly, I always thought that would be fun to have to stitch on whatever designer when you landed on theirs. Mm-hmm. Now, some of the things on the board are like LNSs. So if any of your designs could be sold at that LNS, then you can work on it. So that makes those a little bit easier. Okay. And semi-sane you have, or for Stitchopoly, you have to be in semi-sane, but you also have to join the Stitchopoly group so that you post over there. So if you haven't done that, you need to. What other events do we have?
Focus challenge, which I need to put my update. And so this one, you actually have a starting photo with the name of your whip and the handwritten passcode. And you're supposed to update 1,000 stitches. Well, guess what? Guess we forgot to do that until I remembered it yesterday. I did 9,000 stitches in George, so I'm only going to get credit for 1,000 stitches unless they're just kind.
Yeah.
So
because you have to have that word each
yeah,
time.
I did not do that. We have spring cleaning. So you can set up a goal. So you can wash the windows, weed the garden, clean out the garage, clean the car, paint the house, and whip, that's a chore. And that's, you set your own goal and how you're going to do that. Scavenger hunt. I still don't understand this one. And Casey tried to explain it in virtual stitchers last night.
Yeah. Well, and see, I'm still not seeing any of the details. Where some people, I know the details are supposed to be posted, but I'm still not seeing it.
Maybe it's in and out. No, I don't either. So from what I understand, okay, it's under the pin post.
Oh.
To me, it sounds, and I told Casey this, so this is not nothing new. I told her it sounds more like a game of I Spy, where you're going and looking and you spy something. Remember that game we played in Ultimate Cross Stitch a few years ago where you had to go find the Easter eggs?
Mm-hmm.
This is what this is like.
Yeah.
So you're looking for these things.
So anywhere within the group or the event or something, you'll find these cards posted and you need to find them and then stitch whatever in order to do them. It's not one I'm going to play. There's a little too much going on there.
Okay. Whip days. Are you doing that one?
No.
Okay, whip days.
Non-counting though, so that's...
It is a non-counting. You pick one thing. It goes the whole month. There's 4 options. You can choose carrot cake day. Ooh, that sounds good. I like carrot cake. We're going to work with veggies or a cake in it. Send a card to a friend day. Work in a card, prefer to paper. Library Lovers Day. We're going to whip with books or something about love. Or tell a fairy tale day. We're going to project that is a fairy tale. So I think you can just pick one. Choose one option that fits with your whip. Post an ending in. That's it. March looks interesting. I want to know what this master stitch is. Okay.
That's next month.
I know. We have full coverage fanatics too. You're not in full coverage, are you?
I am not. You can go ahead and tell us all about that.
Okay, let's see what's going on this month. Hang on. We're doing 1st of February. It's the bookshelf challenge. We're reading romance novels. So this is a month-long event, but you can't, this is a year-long event, but you can, okay, I got to make sure I finished all my stitches for January, put those in there. But this month you can do Outlander, 850 pages for the book, and you're going to stitch 8,500 stitches. The Notebook, 227, so 2,270 stitches, or like Water for Chocolate, 220 pages or 2,220 stitches. Cupcake, the themes is couples, pairs, hearts, symbols. You can use one whip or you can use 3 whips, but they all have to be full coverage. And then the middle of the week, we have a Big Strides weekend, but we'll talk about that one later. Ooh, my birthday weekend. We have a Big Strides weekend. That sounds like fun.
Okay.
All right. What else you got?
Crystal Academy is doing the Tribunal of Vows starting this week. So if you are interested in getting sorted into a dorm to play a highly competitive game, so remember, if you choose to join, know that stitches are expected every week, and there is a chance of letting your team down if you can't be available. So it is one of those highly competitive, moving events. But if you want to get sorted into a dorm and try it out for a semester, or it's semesters, right? Or term, for a term, the Tribunal of Vows is this week. You have to complete certain tasks. I think you have to complete all tasks within the week in order to get sorted. So if that's something that you're interested in, now is the time to go ahead and sign up. So I completed the Tribunal of Vows in the fall. So I do not have to repeat it. That's one thing. If you're in it, and that's good. You can repeat it if you want to, to try and maybe like get a better score or whatever. If you can't complete it, then they go just based on your last score. So the things you have to do. First, you have to stitch and force. You pick one whip to work on for 24 hours and see just how many stitches you can get done in that 24 hours. Number 2, and these can't all be done the same day, so that takes at least one day. Number 2, you got to pick 2 of the following objectives: 200 stitches on a whip you love, 200 stitches on a whip you despise, or 200 stitches in only one color, or 200 stitches every day, but it must be on a different whip. So that's the only one where you would be able to kind of use that same for the 24 hours and for this one, because that would count as one of your days. But you have to have 7 days worth of stitching on different whips, 200 each day, or choose 2 of the other options. Task 3 is to track your total stitches for the entire week and post them. You just need to post the stitch count. So you got to complete all 3 of those within a week, and then you will get sorted into the different, into one of the dormitories.
They've cut down dormitories, haven't they?
Yes, there's only 6 now.
Yeah, I am no longer in. I decided that me trying to do magical stitches and teach and be in a highly competitive group is not what I need to do.
Right. And that's the thing. Everybody, different groups work for different people. And so sometimes you have to be realistic with yourself and be like, this isn't something I can do. I try and do all of the things, but realistically, I'm limited. So even I've had to step back and not join as many groups this year because life, and you get yourself overwhelmed and then it's not fun anymore. So just the things that are fun. So, okay, that is, Whip Go. So I've already shared my Whip Go, what got drawn this month. What got drawn for you?
You know, poor George has like 11 boxes. 11. Does she pick one of them? Nope. She picks 2 that I said I was going to finish. I haven't even started working on them this year. So I got my Barbara Anna Whole New World whip, the first one. You know, that's the one where she did the 5 series. Ooh, that might actually work because the first one is like a Wicked Witch scene. It's like the Salem witches and all that. So that might work. And then she did my first Christmas, which is the alphabets. And I think I'm on like letter M. So yeah, I'm nowhere near going to get that done. So yeah. Come on, Jessie, pick my freaking George. Watch, next week she'll pick George at 100%.
5 have technically been drawn because number 13 got drawn and some people use it and some people don't. So technically 5 have been drawn out of 25. So that still means you've got 9 more on there that aren't George.
Yeah. Oh, hang on. Wait a minute. We forgot it. We forgot something. We forgot poop or potion.
Oh, go ahead. I'm not doing that one.
Its Cupid bow has become tainted. It's no longer causing love matches. When it strikes, it makes you crave chocolate, and when you eat the chocolate, it ends up tasting like poop. Ew. That's not the phrase they said. The only way to cure it is stitch 5,000 stitches for a drop of a special potion obtained from the unicorns to fix you. Cupid will take aim by spinning a wheel each evening. If you have stitched more than the number of stitches that spun that day, you're safe. If your amount of stitches is below the number spun, you have 24 hours to stitch 500 stitches, or you might turn into the poo and get flushed. All right, and he has friends, Shy and Rude. Rude is kind of a turd. And, oh, this is a weird one. I don't know if I'm going to play this or not. We'll see. Okay.
People played it last year and seemed to enjoy it, but
okay, this is a lot of fun, but that's just too much for me right now. I'm going to do Stitchopoly.
Yeah, Stitchopoly.
You can do the insane version with me, Sammy. Not the insane, but the semi-sane, and double all your stitches.
Maybe. I haven't been stitching as much as I used to, so.
Now, I've been trying to do that one thread a night for that. That I like that, where you just sit down and do one thread.
Yeah, I need to at least get my daily 30 going and do my daily 30 each day. But, you know, life's been madness and chaos. It's getting better, but it's not quite there yet. So. Alrighty, so that is it for us this week. We hope that this was helpful and that you enjoyed it. I'm not going to have us go over planners because we've seen Vicki before. She's going to be recurring every month right about this time. So next week, I try to remember. I forgot with Emily last week, and I felt so bad afterwards. So anyway, that's it for us this week. We will see y'all next week. Happy stitching.
Bye.